So I'm just about to start loading up for round 2 of the CRMC. We're off to Pembrey in Wales, the most southern, furthest part of Wales you can get to, but the track's good fun and it's really worth the drive, so we're off down there. We'll be racing in 3 classes this weekend, so we'll have the ex-Tony Dunnell Exact World 320, that'll be riding in the FRC. We've got the Manx Norton 500 Lansdowne spec bike, that'll be riding in the Lansdowne race, and then we've got the Kawasaki ZXR 750, and that'll be in the Superbike 750 class. Before I'd update you all on what we've been up to with the bikes. Obviously the Exact World, we tried to ride it at Cadwell. The pegs were too high and the front brakes were really shocking. I could only get organic pads for the other calipers, so basically I've put the brakes off my Spondon onto this, so it's on twin piston APs and just a standard Yamaha master cylinder, and then I've made some new rear sets which drop the footrest down and just give me a little bit more room on the motorcycle. One thing we have had to change is we've had to remove the linkage from the gear lever, and we fashioned a reverse lever for now, just so we can try it, see where the pegs sit, see if it's comfortable, see if we've got enough ground clearance, etc. And just see how we get on with it. We might look into putting a linkage on it at a later date, or we might fashion up a different reverse lever, a bit prettier, in a different position, etc, etc. Don't know until we try it. So that's the Exact World. It run mint at Cadwell, it just wasn't very comfortable, so it wasn't usable, but fingers crossed, should be good to go now. Then we've got the 500 Manx, so this is the Lansdowne bike. Obviously if you watched the Cadwell episode then you see this bike performing. It's pretty good bike. Stuart Tongue went through it all for us. It's an ex-Tony Dunnell bike, another ex-Tony Dunnell bike. Used to race for Tony, so we're good mates and everything. So this is a ex-Tony Dunnell bike. It's a 500 Manx. It's got the 6-speed Summerfield gearbox, not Summerfield. It's got a 6-speed. It's got a 6-speed Hemmings gearbox in it. Drum brakes. Not really a lot to say about a Manx. I don't really know that much about them, if I'm honest with you, so I can't really tell you that much. So the main difference with this bike from Cadwell is we've gone with the herd and we've dropped it down to 18-inch wheels. So we've had George Thomas from GTR change the wheels from 19-inch to 18-inch, 2 new rims on there, 2 new tyres. The tyres were 3 years old at Cadwell as well. So yeah, we'll see how we get on with the smaller wheels and the more modern tyres and see how the bike goes. But the engine's always been good in this. I'm a little bit overweight compared to the other riders, so we struggle there, but we'll see. She's a good bike, she always does what she says on the tin, and yeah, now we've got the 18s on, she should handle just as well as the other bikes. And we've always been pretty nippy around Pembrey as well on her, so she's had a couple of wins around there, so fingers crossed that's good. And then we've got the ZXR 750, the Smithy Kawasaki. So this bike is an ex-Andy Saylor bike. I bought it from Andy Saylor. It's been a really good bike, it's really fast. It's got everything done to it that you want. Lots of upgrades, brace frame, etc, etc. But obviously if you watched the Cadwell episode then you would have known that I blew up 2 engines, the number 1 engine and the brand spanking new number 2 engine. So I have just thrown a stock engine, a stock road bike engine that I had sat here into this one. The idea is I struggled at Cadwell riding the 750 because of my wrists, so I just wanted to take the bike, ride it and hopefully get a bit more bike fitness, get used to what's going on with my wrists and everything and just get used to it. So the Kawasaki is my baby. like I say, it is all singing, all dancing, good bike. So fingers crossed, you never know. She'll be down on power, but what she's down on, she makes up in good looks, I reckon. So I kind of copied the 1993 Scott Russell bike with a colour scheme and the stickers and everything. So let's get loaded up and better make our way to Wales, otherwise we won't get no racing done. We've made it here to Pembrey for round 2 of the CRMC Championship. We've got the Norton Manx for the Lansdowne race, we've got the Exact Wild 320 for the FRC, and we've got the ZXR 750 for the Superbike 750 race. We're all scrutineered, everything's ready to go, so let's see how we get on. What's up? What? I did not. So guys, first practice done on a Manx Norton, running these new Continental tyres. Run the tyre pressures that were recommended. I think the rear one's a little bit low, so we've gone 2 psi higher on the back. Just started squirming about a bit as the practice went on. Gearing, we left it on Cadwell gearing because of obviously the smaller wheels. We were slightly out, so we've had to take a tooth off the back just to gear it up a little bit. Other than that, it's doing all right, so on to the next one. Yeah. So guys, when somebody says, you know what, I'm gonna film myself this year, it's probably a good idea to say, not a good idea. So we've just had the worst luck all year. Went out in practice today on the exact weld, just getting up to speed, probably about 2 or 3 laps in, and the bike tried to high side me. The handlebars have kind of tank slapped and it's pulled my wrist out the socket, sprained my wrist, and yeah, pretty much ruined the weekend for us. So if we had no luck, you know, it's bound to be bad luck, and everything just seems to be going wrong this year. But on a plus note, we went out on the Manx, give it a couple of laps, and the wrist didn't feel so bad on the Manx. So we managed to work our way up to 3rd place. We got 3rd place in the dry race on the Manx. And then after dinner, the heavens opened. I think we've all been watching the forecast, so we knew it was going to happen. And we managed to get a 4th in the rain. But like I say, it's just a case of taking my time, feeling how the wrist is, and just getting up to speed and trying that. With regards to the other bikes, so the exact weld, we've come to the conclusion that the seat has been moved too far back, and that pushes it, due to the angle of the subframe, that pushes the seat too high up in the air, and it also puts all your weight over the rear axle instead of the swinging arm. The tank's longer than a normal TZ, so we think this is what's making the exact weld ride really unpredictable, wheeling all the time, spinning up out of corners when you're not even on the power. The engine's running mint. That did a couple of laps and it was fine, but obviously it's unrideable still. A lot more comfy, but you're having to hang right off the thing to get your knee down, and it's just, yeah, it's putting too much load on the back wheel, spinning up, wheeling, mad. So we've got some work to do with that. The ZXR, the standard engine in that was running all right, but due to the fact that I've hurt my wrists, I can't risk riding that bike because it takes a lot of effort to ride that bike. Where with the Manx Norton, it's pretty much you point it in a direction and it goes that way. It's nice and easy, rides nice. So this weekend we're just going to do the Lansdowne, and we're going to call it quits on the other 2 bikes. Get to A&E Monday, see if there's something going on with this wrist and why it keeps playing up, and go from there. But yeah, just having no luck at the moment. But keep your chin up, keep working on the bikes, we'll get there, we'll get you some wins to show you what it's all about. But yeah, at the moment it seems to be nothing we do goes right. So yeah, don't film yourself, guys. you.
It's a tricky one.
I just like, fuck it! And it's somebody on the top, surely had some of that last year, didn't it? Well, not last year, a few years. Well, the thing is though, the bloke's like this, and I'm sat next to him going, you don't know. He was going all that to the pit board, and I was next to him going, you don't know. Boy, beat me. I'll go find him in a minute because I've got him like 4 races.
So the end of the weekend, not done a lot of talking on this vlog. It's been a bit frustrating, I'm not going to lie. Not a lot we can do. Injury to the wrist, still suffering from the broken wrist that we suffered. So yeah, it is what it is, I guess. Still managed to ride the Lansdowne bike, so come away with 3/3 and a 4th place finish. Really happy with that. The bike's rode solid. We're starting to get on with the new tyres, starting to figure them out a bit. Suffered on the brakes a lot because obviously with a bad wrist you can't really yank brakes on it, you can't force the bike to do what you don't want to do. But the Norton's quite good because it follows the line, it rides really sensibly and it does what you want to do, so can't really complain at that. Yeah, just like I say, just a frustrating weekend. Fingers crossed it heals in time to ride Anglesey. We're supposed to be there next week on the TZ250. Not had no luck on that bike, so it'd be nice if the wrist is healed and we can go out there and just have a bit of fun and just things start working for us, but at the moment it's not. So yeah, a bit of a short vlog really, not a lot of talking, but you know, we'll keep the chin up, we'll keep going. We'll get to A&E, we'll see what they say about this wrist. I'm not convinced there's nothing broken in there, but after a year of suffering, you would have thought that it would have started healing by now, but it's not. So, I feel a bit cheated by that really. But we'll get to A&E, we'll see what they say, we'll start getting things in motion. Hopefully it heals well enough to be able to ride next week at Anglesey, so I don't lose that entry. And then we'll just have to make a mind at what we do this season. But thanks for following, thanks for keeping watching the videos and stuff, and we'll try and give you an update when we can.
Like, right.
No, hang on.
Like and subscribe to Smithy with his tiny little stiffy.